What do heartbreak, breakdown, break into, and break up all have in common? They are everywhere in English and they confuse almost everyone learning the language. Today, I'll teach you the most common phrasal verbs with break so you can sound natural, confident, and fluent. What does break mean in phrasal verb? Actually, the word break normally means to separate into pieces. But when we add a small word like up, down, or into, the meaning often changes completely. Let's learn the most useful ones with real life examples. The first one is break up. Break up means end a relationship or separate. If we see the complete explanation, the phrase to break up means to end a romantic relationship or for something to separate into pieces or groups. For example, they broke up after 3 years together. The police tried to break up the fight. The most common mistake people make with this is they break with each other, which is completely wrong. The correct one is they broke up. The next phrasal verb is break down. And break down means stop working or lose emotional control. If we see the explanation in detail, breakdown has two very common meanings. The first one is machine stops working. If some machine stops working, it breaks down. A person becomes emotional, very emotional. The examples are my car broke down on the highway. She broke down and cried. The reason could be anything. The common mistake people make are my car broke, but it is not clear. We should say my car broke down. The next phrasal verb is break into. Break into generally means enter illegally or suddenly start. If we see the full explanation, it means to enter a place illegally or suddenly. Examples: someone broke into the house last night. He broke into laughter, which means he started laughing suddenly. Okay, and the common mistake people make in this is they break in my house. They broke into my house, which is correct. The next phrasal verb is break out, which means start suddenly or escape from somewhere. The full explanation can be like break out is used when something starts suddenly, like a fire, a war, or disease. For when someone escapes. Example, a fire broke out in the kitchen. And another example could be like 3 prisoners broke out of jail. They escaped from the jail. Common mistake people usually make: a fire happened, which is wrong. You should always say a fire broke out, which is the correct use of the phrase. The next phrase is break in. What does break in means? Interrupt or enter to make something ready. Break in can mean to interrupt or to slowly get used to something new, like your shoes. For example, sorry to break in, but I ask a question. The next example could be I need to break in this new boots. The common mistake is sorry to break, which is not correct. Sorry to break in. If you are interrupting someone in between their talk. So the next phrasal verb is break through. Breakthrough means succeed after very much of difficulty. The explanation could be like, to break through means to finally succeed or overcome a problem. For example, the scientist finally broke through, which means he suddenly got the success in his experiment. The next one could be, the army broke through enemy lines. Here are 3 mistakes I hear all the time using break alone when a phrasal verb is needed, which is not correct, right? Mixing up into and out. That means they confuse usually what phrasal verb to use. Forgetting prepositions after the verb, which is completely wrong. So always ask yourself, is something ending, something suddenly starting, or stopping, or entering illegally to use the correct phrasal verb. Okay, so now next is quick practice session. Pause the video and complete these sentences. Write your answers in the comment box. My phone dashed during the call. Answer. Okay. They decided to dash after years of fighting. And the third one is a fight dash at the concert. Now, the answers are, the first one is the broke down and the second one is break up. And the last answer is broke out. I hope you were all correct. If you found this helpful, hit like, subscribe and comment below with a sentence using one phrasal verb using break.